Hello Libra, happy October. I have your October read for you today, and I don't have a specific plan, which is a terrible way to start recording, I know, but the sense I'm getting from Spirit is that we need to be focusing on questions around personal growth for this month. It's a time of shedding. The leaves are all being shed by the trees as they get ready for their winter existence here in the northern hemisphere, in the northern part of the northern hemisphere anyway. And so I feel like that's what we're meant to be focusing on. What are we shedding in service of our personal growth? And I think that's where we're going to try to get some guidance from Spirit this week. So we just have the reversed Four of Pentacles coming up here. I'm just going to keep that because it fell out. But I think we're going to do 5 cards. This is a monthly read for Libra. Your season is upon us. You get to be first this time round. And I think we'll just go with 5 cards here around shedding. Make it a nice long read for the month. We'll do 5 cards around shedding. What is it, Spirit, that Libra is going to be shedding for this season? And by shedding, I just mean gently letting go. In most cases, I would be thinking that's what we're looking at. Gently letting pass away out of your active participation at this time. And then I want to look at, that's what we're shedding. It's to make room for our personal growth. And so, Spirit, we're going to be asking, what is Libra meant to be turning their attention to at this time in the month of October? Where is Libra meant to be directing their attention for purposes of personal growth? Where is Libra's attention to go? Where are we focusing this month? What are we trying to improve or add into our lives in order to get further along on our journey of personal growth? This is a general reading, even though it will be an extended version of what I normally do in my videos. But it is still general, so if it's not resonating for you, I'd recommend checking any of the other October monthly reads from some of the other folks here on YouTube that do a great job with that. And if it does resonate for you, that's great, and I'd love to hear some feedback from you. So, what are we shedding? Where are we turning our focus in order to grow? And in one of the recent reads, we were looking at understanding our purpose better. And so I'm going to just ask for a couple more cards from Spirit. We're turning our direction, turning our gaze in this direction of the second line there for matters of personal growth. But what is our focus? What are we meant to be doing from a growth perspective? That's conveniently 2 of them. So, shedding. Our new focus for purposes of our personal growth being advanced. And then also a couple cards here with regard to what our purpose may be and how we'll get a little closer to that purpose through our personal growth. So let's look at the first line. We have reversed Four of Pentacles, reversed Six of Wands, reversed Eight of Pentacles. We have the Son of Swords, which is our Knight of Swords, and we have the Nine of Swords. So we're meant to be shedding what? We're meant to be shedding our conservative approach to engagement. So in that Four of Pentacles, you know, there's this, when it's upright, standardly, there's a sense that you are being frugal, you know, perhaps with money, perhaps with your time or your attention or your engagement, your real commitment. And so it seems that what you're shedding now, Libra, is this sort of wait and see surface approach to your life, to your involvement with someone or something. We have then the Six of Wands, which is also reversed. And this speaks to, you know, possibly a sense of not being recognized, feeling a bit prideful because you are offended that you aren't being recognized enough. So it's possible that you're looking at a situation and you're feeling like you should be more recognized for your contribution and for your effort. And because of that sense of not having been recognized appropriately, you're kind of staying to the sidelines. You're not really, truly giving yourself to this participation. You're not really engaging as you could be. And perhaps related to that is this Eight of Pentacles reversed. So when it's in the upright, you have that sense that, you know, you can take care of yourself. You're quite proficient at what you're trying to do. You're in an apprentice phase. You're in a learning phase, but you're having some good initial results. And you may, in this case, feel a little bit of the reverse of that, perhaps, that there's you're not seeing the results you wanted to see, and so there's a sense of a lack of motivation coming out in you because you're not really, perhaps because you're not being recognized for what you have been able to accomplish. So there's a lot of like poor me energy in these first three cards. These two especially, I get that, and this is again interpretive and intuitive tarot, so it may not be the read that every reader would find for you here, but I sense, Libra, that you're holding yourself back from engaging fully in something. If it's a relationship of a romantic sort or a relationship in a workplace, I don't know, but I tend to think it's more of a group or a work type activity where you're not really participating like you know you're capable of participating. You're not contributing to the whole with all of your gifts and talents because you feel a bit offended that you feel you've shown that you're a good member of this team and that you've contributed. Or if it's a relationship, you feel like you've been right out front there with your commitment and engagement with this other person, but you're not getting the feedback you expected to get. And you're a little bit annoyed by that. You feel a little offended. And that's making you hold back from really giving your all. You may be saying that you're giving your all, but inside you know you're not. So then we come to this Son of Swords energy, this Knight of Swords. And what is that adding to our inquiry? There's a sense here of defending your beliefs, right? That can be part of what the Knight brings. And it could be that this is, you know, a reaction in me saying this is where you're at, and you're feeling kind of standoffish and not really fully participating, even though you say you are. There could be a sense that you feel defensive as well about what you have done, and you want to stand up now and say, no, I've been contributing. Look at everything I've done. Look what I've given to this group. And Spirit's saying, yes, you have, but you know, you could be more committed, and you aren't. You're holding yourself back from that commitment. There is, you know, some sleepless night action here. You know you're in this space. You may not have fully admitted it to yourself, but you know you're in that space, and it's causing you a bit of anxiety. You don't want to be in this spot. You don't want to feel like you aren't being everything you can, like you're not giving your full effort, because that's not who you are. As a general rule, you're fairly good at being in a group and really contributing, and perhaps doing even more than your fair share. But something about this situation is making you feel a little hopeless, and that's just making you withdraw a little bit more. So whatever the situation is, it needs to be addressed. So if you aren't able to let those feelings go, this feeling of being offended and not fully appreciated and defensive, if you can't let it go, then you need to change the situation. You need to take yourself out of that situation or fix the situation. But staying in this space, in this energy, is really not good for you when it comes to trying to reach someplace further along the path in your personal development. There may be lessons that are useful in here, but what Spirit's saying is you've been in this energy too long. If there's something that you could learn from it, either you've learned it already or you're about to learn it by resolving the situation, Libra. So whatever it is for you, that would be the guidance I'm seeing. It needs to be addressed. You need to get yourself out of that negative space of feeling underappreciated or feeling defensive. Let's look now at your next set of cards here. Actually, you know what? Let's take a couple of cards and see if we can get a little bit of clarity around what this is. More particularly that Libra is dealing with. That will help you pinpoint where those changes need to start happening in your life, I think. If you need to shed something, you may already know, in which case this will just be further clarification. But what is that situation? What is the situation that's leaving Libra feeling defensive and unappreciated, underappreciated perhaps? Where is Libra holding back from full participation and contribution? Where is Libra feeling defensive? That one's falling out. We have a 5 of Swords that came out. So, you know, there could be a situation where you feeling like someone's not being honest with you, not being straightforward. You're holding back and you're not fully participating because you feel like someone isn't giving you all the information. It's also possible you feel like you took on too much and you feel like, yeah, what I'm hearing is you feel like maybe you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot more than you feel like others are doing. And because of that sense that you're not getting the applause that you think you should be, you know, maybe your progress hasn't been phenomenal to the point of being remarkable, but you've taken on so much that you feel like any progress should be remarkable. it should be something that is applauded because you're doing so much. Maybe that resonates for someone. If you can have one more card, please, Spirit. One more card of clarity there on what Libra is meant to be shedding in October. One more card, please. Lovers. And here, I'm not sensing that this is romantic. This feels more like a work thing to me, or a project that you're working on in a group. But the Lovers card is about partnership. It's about making choices, choosing between two partners. And that could be a situation where, I guess what I'm sensing from Spirit here is that it is about you being one of those two partners that's being selected between. And you're feeling unappreciated because you weren't the one selected for whatever this is. Or you don't feel you were the one selected, or you don't feel you will be the one selected. What is that, Spirit? Is that present or past? You don't feel like you're the one that's been selected. There's no confirmation there. It's a feeling. It's just part and parcel of this feeling that has you in this space. Yeah. Let's look now at what you're meant to be shifting your focus to in order to move forward in October on your life path. We have the Hanged Man coming out first. You may have, let's read them all together. Mother of Pentacles. This would be a Queen of Pentacles energy. We have the Hierophant coming out reversed. There's lots of, it's all suit cards and major arcana, so it's pretty significant stuff for you this month, Libra. We have the Daughter of Cups, which would be our Prince, Page, our Page of Cups energy, and then we have the Son of Wands. There's another Knight for you. So, if we look at the Hanged Man energy, this can be about being in a waiting place. It can also be a sense of sacrifice, a sense of release. You may be called on to sacrifice something in order to obtain something else of greater value. It's sort of what feels right interpretation-wise. There may be a sacrifice that you make in order to achieve something bigger in your life. The Mother of Pentacles energy. It's really quite a lovely card, too. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Yeah. Mother of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, is a very practical energy most of the time. It can speak to you feeling financially secure. It can speak to expressions of sensuality, valuing your physical self. And it can also talk about understanding the importance of pleasure in life. It's quite a supportive energy. So when you're giving something up to attain something of greater value, I don't really see that being a difficult time for you, Libra. Whatever you're letting go, you're just letting it go and making space for the greater thing. The Hierophant reversed. It can be about some sort of an energy of subversiveness here. There could be a sense that you are rebelling. Whatever choice you're making in October to move yourself further along your personal growth path might seem a little controversial to some people in your life. They might feel, some people in in your, immediate circle could get a little judgy. The sense I get is that they might start to what if you, or, bury you in negativity veiled as concern. But I don't see you having a problem with that. What I see here is someone who feels really supported by spirit and solid in their decision, in the steps they're taking, happy to make a sacrifice for something greater that they want, and fine, call me a rebel, label me however you wish. I'm moving forward with my personal growth this month. Then we have next, Libra, that Daughter of Cups, which again is the page energy for this deck. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot. I think you've seen it many times if you're a regular viewer, but if not, it's by Kim Kranz. You can find that on Amazon. And this energy is a dreamer energy. It is, it sort of washes you in a sensitivity to your surroundings, which can be quite useful as you're learning new things. And it can bring the birth of something new in your life. A renewed capacity to love, to live, to feel your space around you and your engagement with life. And that's pretty amazing stuff. It's partnered here with the Son of Wands, which is the night energy in other tarot decks. And that is really great. So you have this renewed sense of loving your life. And it comes with this warm, passionate feeling wrapped around it like a snake would wrap around that stick there. It almost makes you feel fearless. And it definitely supports you as you're developing a new kind of enhanced, adventuresome spirit. So new layers of adventure are opening up for you in your life, and you're just loving it. You really feel quite alive. Whatever this change is that you're making, although it is not necessarily the sacrifice that you're making, although it may not be popular with those around you, you know that it's the right choice. And as the month progresses, you're really feeling so charged and so full of life. And that's great. It's really wonderful. So how does this relate? Maybe we'll do a couple of these clarifying cards. Let's see if there's anything here from Spirit around what you're sacrificing. What is that necessary sacrifice that Libra is looking at? What is Libra going to give up in order to get something greater? Do you have any further guidance around the Hanged Man for Libra, please, Spirit? I don't know. Maybe not. Oh. Further guidance around the Hanged Man card. It's a Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles would tell us that there's ambition and desire involved here. It can also talk about gathering your energy to pursue something that you really want to do. I don't really know how that speaks to what you're sacrificing. Let me think about it for a second. Could be just a quality that's strengthened in you by going through the process, but it doesn't really tell me what you're releasing here, what you're sacrificing in order to get something greater. But maybe if we ask, what is the greater? What's the greater thing? Need guidance from Spirit. Sometimes, you know, these are such personal questions that we don't get answers in general readings, but the Three of Wands is the answer we're getting back from Spirit with regard to what you're sacrificing for. And that is about looking forward and expanding, right? So you are really ready now, Libra, to step into your full expression of self and to go after your purpose. So that doesn't really tell us, again, what you're sacrificing or what you're sacrificing it for. Just that, you know, there's an energy here of ambition and desire and a real focus forward, planning for exponential growth in yourself, which is really quite nice. Maybe we can look at the Hierophant reversed and see if we have any further guidance there. What's Libra looking at dealing with this month with regard to the Hierophant reversed? Because that was, again, that energy of, you know, maybe the people around you don't understand the choice you're making, and maybe they don't support you. Maybe they express much concern about your choice to the tune of all of their own fears, right? Very negative stuff because they're worried. They want you to stay small because they are afraid, which is many times the story we see when you're really expanding and following your path of purpose. The Wheel of Fortune has come out to clarify that, and that is just that energy, you know, of ends and beginnings, of cycles. Inevitable fate can be something that some people will attach with that card. I personally don't believe in inevitable fate. But if you do, then you could see this as something that was fated to happen. This choice you're making, this change you're making, the set of events that are leading to you moving forward in your personal growth. There is another interpretation there of fairly quick changes of fortune that bring growth. So it isn't something that everyone's going to understand always. How you've been in whatever space you're in for so long, to change that in a somewhat dramatic way, which seems to be happening for you in October, Libra, could seem quite shocking to some people in your life. And it's pretty normal because many times there are events that occur or that we are involved in that can really just instantly change our perspective on things. And life does start to accelerate quite quickly once we're clear on our path, on the direction we want to go. You can't expect everyone in your life to understand, I don't think. This last couple of cards, we were asking Spirit to give us a little more guidance about our purpose. So there's movement here, possibly some travel. There is closure, you know, some ending of a major cycle there in the World card. Fulfillment and harmony, completion. There's a real time of integration, often represented by this, the World card. With the Chariot, you know, there's potentially, as I said, an aspect of travel being involved in your purpose. There's also just a general sense of movement, right? But how do these relate to what you're meant to be doing? I guess that's for you to know. Everybody's purpose is somewhat different. We have the 7 and the 21. Those are nice numbers, I think. You could be looking at, you know, quite literally the world, that there's something about traveling the world involved in your purpose. There's some message you're meant to be sharing with the world as a whole. It could just have something to do with travel. It could have something to do with movement and completion, fulfillment. There are many different things it could mean, and I suppose it's not the best question to ask, Spirit. It's such a broad question, but this is what we have for you, Libra. We'll ask for a couple of clarifiers on that as well from Spirit. Do you have any further guidance, Spirit, for Libra with regard to defining their purpose? Some of you may already know what your purpose is. I think that even if this particular part of the reading doesn't seem to relate, I think the first couple parts could easily relate without this. I mean, you can probably find a way that any purpose would have some aspect of travel and some aspect of fulfillment, right? It's not that difficult to fit those into many different realms. We have the Four of Wands reversed. It's an interesting clarifier. So this can talk about conflicts at home. Maybe there's something about helping people that are in conflict in their home. Something about your purpose, maybe, that involves that. Can I have just one more, please? One more possible aspect for Libra. One more possible aspect for Libra with regard to their purpose. One more card, please, for Libra. With regard to their purpose. Well, maybe not. Oh! It's the Fool. New beginnings. So maybe you're helping folks. You're helping folks that have conflict at home to make a new start. You're working in a shelter, or you're involved in divorce legal proceedings, or maybe you are a therapist. And how do those relate to a sense of travel? Well, any sort of traveling out of the home that is difficult to a new place could be the case, and a sense of completion in resolving a difficult situation. That'll be for some of you. If it's not for you, like I said, don't worry about this, guidance with regard to purpose being a very tight fit for you. You can still have some very pertinent messages from the start piece here. I'm going to give you an oracle card now. This is a new deck that I haven't completely reviewed yet. I like to do little videos to review decks, but I wanted to use this one because I've been working with it myself for a couple days, and I'm finding it quite insightful. It's the Magic of You Oracle by Fiona Horn, and the artwork is done by someone else. Let me find you her name. Her name is Marcella Bolivar. Her style is quite impressive. It's Marcella there. I want to just pull one of these for Libra for October. One of these for Libra for October, please, Spirit. And we'll see what guidance we have. Doable is the card. The key is within your grasp. So this definitely supports the sense that this is a sacrifice you're making for a greater thing, that's happening in October. Yes, it's really just about you understanding that it's time. You've got what you need. You have worked it out, and you just need to act. See that hand reaching through to grasp the key. I will read you the book, though, because I think that always is nice. Doable. Number 4. What you seek is within your grasp. Let me see if I can do this without the lights shining too much. As with all yeses, there are adjustments. Release yourself from a lingering mental prison of fear that you are not enough, that you are not worthy. You have the right key. Don't doubt it. It's time to be grateful for your teachers, even the ones whose lessons you didn't necessarily like. Past lovers, past employers, bullies, cyberstalkers all had lessons to teach you. Put that down. Turn the page. Incredibly, when you meditate on gratitude for these lessons, I guess that's the best I could do with the focus. The struggles around you dissipate. The key to opening the rest of your life hovers within your grasp. It's yours to use. The girl of doable fearlessly breaks through the glass ceiling and grabs the potent symbol of her getting of wisdom, the golden key. Tears of blood are shed, residues of past pains and losses, reflected in the carved face on the entryway above her. You can see there. You are now transformed into power and assertiveness. If this card is drawn at a time you are seeking to step up into the next widely acknowledged level of success, whether it be career advancement, passing a test, being accepted into an institute of learning, this card indicates that the answer is yes. If, I just want to say that, you have work to do. There are moments of serendipity, of course. But it looks like if you're willing to put in the effort now to make the choices that need to be made, it could have a really positive outcome for you. And that's fantastic, Libra. Let me pull just one of these Making Magic cards. I like to end with those. Get one more message for you for the month of October, Libra. Mystic Star, harmony in the home and great friendships. Well, that would be a kind of a nice cherry on top for you, I think. Thank you so much for sharing this reading with me. I very much appreciate you being here and tuning in. I would love to hear your feedback. Your comments are always appreciated. I hope that you have a fantastic month of October, Libra. And we'll see you in the weeklies, or if you wish, we'll see you next month. Blessings.